Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing really well. Now, as you can tell by the title of today's video, I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about my education and my study history and a few thoughts that I had about postgraduate study and a little bit about the pros and cons of that. And I just wanted to share with you and give you guys some examples of jobs that do not require a university degree, a college degree, or a 4-year degree, and these jobs are attainable just purely by work experience and working your way up the corporate ladder. So yeah, I hope you guys find this really useful and informative, and let's just get started on today's video. Now, a little bit about what I studied at uni. So a lot of you guys do know this, but I started uni in 2013 and I completed my Bachelor of Commerce majoring in Economics and Commercial Law degree by 2017. So I had finished by 2016, but I graduated in 2017 and I studied my degree at Macquarie University here in Sydney. So basically why I wanted to do this video is just to share with you guys that postgraduate study or any other degree for that matter may not actually be relevant and mandatory for you to go ahead and complete a job and even get a job that's paying about 100k a year. So you guys have seen that I've done numerous videos on my channel about how much I make, and you all know that I make a 6-figure salary, and I have basically done that off of my single undergraduate degree. I did not do a postgraduate degree. I did start doing my CA, which is a chartered accountancy course, but I didn't follow through with that. I did a whole video about that, so I will link it up here for you guys to check out. But I basically just wanted to share with you guys my thoughts about postgraduate study. Now, a lot of this information is based for those who are in Australia because I've obviously studied, I've grown up here in Australia, so I know how things actually work, and there are a lot of jobs or roles that you can get without having a university degree. In fact, I believe a lot of industries are now accepting people that do not have a university degree, and in fact are favoring people that have more work experience within that field, within the desired field, instead of those that have slogged it away at uni and are book smart, theoretically smart, but don't actually have the practical experience. For that reason, because I had sort of started understanding that this was a shift moving forward in Australia, I then obviously, whilst I was at university, I made it a point to pick up a full-time job as well, and make sure that I'm not only book smart, I'm getting my degree, I'm getting that piece of paper, but I also have the required skills and expertise, experience to actually perform on the job as well. So I was not putting all my eggs in one basket because I feel like that's a very risky sort of way to approach it. So as I was studying, I was also involved in undertaking a few different jobs at the same time, and I made it a point to actually go out of my way, make sure I get those skills. Anything, it doesn't have to be what you're studying, because obviously it's a bit harder to get into that straight off the bat, but getting into retail, hospitality, and then I slowly worked my way up into a bank as well. I got an entry-level job at a bank. If you guys want to know more about this, I did do a video on my work experience, so I will leave that up here for you guys to check out as well, and in the description box. But I did make my way into a bank. It was an entry-level job at a call center, and I was just there taking phone calls, and to be honest, guys, if I stayed there, I could honestly have been promoted to a team leader or a manager position. And then once you've got that experience under your belt, it is very easy to obviously, network and, transition into different fields as well. So at that point, I had transitioned into business banking, which was again a call center, but I feel like, it's a bit better than customer service. So you're dealing with more business clients. And I saw a lot of people who stayed there longer than I was, because I wasn't in business banking for too long. I was only there for 6 months, I believe, but people that stayed there longer, I did hear that they were able to, take the experience that they had, and they were able to leverage that and get another job within the bank. I feel like if you're already in an organization, I feel like it's easy, or it's, easier for you to network and make those connections and those links to land you another job in a different field, in something that you want to do. So a lot of people did actually move to the risk division from business banking, and obviously they started off in junior roles, but then obviously they moved their way up, and all of this was required without a degree. So yeah, just wanted to sort of, mention that, a degree is not always required. It's not always the, be all and end all, and, all these people that are doing postgraduate degrees to get a good job or get a good paying, high paying job is not always the case. I understand there's some fields, some industries out there that do require, university degrees, but there are also a lot of jobs out there that don't require it. So moving forward a few years, so as you guys all know, I applied for KPMG and I worked at KPMG. I did start doing my CA there, but I didn't follow through with that. The main reason for that was, first of all, I didn't enjoy it. Second of all, it actually wasn't required of my work, and I knew that I wanted to be in risk consulting or internal audit for at least the foreseeable future. And the fact that all of my senior management partners told me that, an accounting degree is not going to really, take it one step further or enhance your possibilities of moving up in the corporate ladder. So I thought to myself that, look, I'm already in the job that I want to be in, and given my, senior management are telling me that I don't need to actually study, CA or CPA for that matter, and I'm still going to be able to get promoted, I took that and I was like, look, I don't want to go out of my way to do something that isn't actually going to, value me in my work. I could have done the CIA, but again, that is the theoretical side of things, the certificate of internal auditors, and I didn't actually have to do that because I was already doing the practical stuff anyway. So yeah, I did not actually understand the point of getting a second degree or a postgraduate degree in a job that didn't even require those skills. And secondly, if you're already doing what you love and you can see yourself in this position, I don't see the need to be doing a postgraduate degree if the job doesn't actually require it. Instead, you can use that time to actually focus on other things outside of work. You can pick up a hobby, pick up your interest, start something on the side, a side hustle or whatever it is, instead of studying for something that, is going to give you a very limited sort of boost in your career. And also, I know there's a lot of people out there who pick up a degree just for the sake of it. Like, they go ahead and do their postgraduate degrees, and that honestly doesn't make sense to me. A lot of people, I feel, are doing it just for the sake of it. They're doing it because they don't know what else to do in their life, and they're using it as a bit of a time filler or a career filler, and it's just an excuse to be doing something instead of taking ownership and action and really taking responsibility of your career and moving forward. I think people use studying and education as an excuse because they're lazy and they don't want to really look out into that. I understand there's jobs obviously out there that do require certain postgraduate degree and you need those skills, etc. But there are also a lot of jobs out there which do not require that. Now this brings me to my last point, where I want to discuss and give you guys some options and ideas or other jobs that you can be involved in or pick up if you do not have a university degree. I came across this Indeed article which mentioned 20 top jobs which pay over 100K a year and do not require a college or university degree. So I wanted to share a little bit about that with you guys. So I just want to preface that in these roles that I'm going to mention to you, practical experience, work experience is valued more highly than a college or a 4-year degree. While a degree is not actually mandatory for these jobs, I think it's also important to take into consideration that it does take a few years for you to get to that level as well, because building that work experience is not going to come like that. You need to have a few years of experience under your belt. But yeah, again, it's all possible even without a degree. So no one has an excuse that they can't find a job because they haven't been able to get a degree. And I'm speaking specifically for Australia because I know the opportunities in Australia are endless. There's a lot of support mechanisms, a lot of resources available, online courses, etc. So honestly, no one has an excuse here to not find a job. So I'm going to give you guys the 5 top jobs that I found through this article. There are 20. I will leave them in the description box below to the link if you do want to see all 20, but I just pulled out the top 5 which were of interest to me. So the first job that does not require a university degree and that can pay over 100K per year in salary is a risk manager and management consultant, funnily enough. So as you guys all know, I'm obviously a risk manager. I work at a bank in Australia, and I do agree with this because I feel that, as I mentioned with my story working at a bank, a lot of people were able to transition from department to department. And, given that you've built those skills, those connections, those networks, it is very easy to, jump onto different sort of divisions and get into a field that you want to work in. As long as you're dedicated, you're ambitious, and you're driven, I think it it is very, very possible. But yes, I did have a degree at uni. I went through, you know, the big four, and they obviously have a prerequisite that you need to have a college degree or a university degree before you apply. But if you're looking to apply for a bank or any other organization for that matter, then, you know, starting off in an early position, an entry-level job whilst you're at uni, and then you can build yourself up. You know, by the time you end uni, you should be maybe in a senior role or even a manager role if you're really, really lucky. So I think it's all about, you know, how much ownership and how driven you are to, you know, succeed in your career. So yeah, risk manager and management consultant, I feel like is a good pick, and it's definitely something someone can do without having a degree. Because to be honest, there is no degree out there that tells you what is a control, what is a risk, all of those things. So yeah, it's really not that hard to get into risk management as well. The second job I want to mention is a web developer. Now, as you can see in this day and age, everything is online, and with that comes a lot of demand in the whole digital space. So web developers are responsible for building websites and making sure everything is all accessible there. They do like the coding, the designing, the layout, and to be honest, these are skills which anyone can really pick up nowadays without having any college degree under their belt. There's so many courses online, there's so many, like, you know, tutorials, and if you start in a junior role, then you are more than likely to, you know, move up the ranks, move up the corporate ladder. And as I said, like, practical experience I feel is far more important than, you know, the theoretical knowledge and, you know, having a piece of paper that says you've got a degree. Number 3 is an account manager or an account executive. So as the word mentions, account managers are responsible for managing accounts. They're responsible for, you know, managing clients, their portfolios, building, you know, relationships with clients, and identifying ways to, you know, strategize and grow their client base. So with this, again, there is no certain degree required. If you get into an early level job or an entry level job, then you are also able to work up the ranks as well. Now, number 4 is a real estate manager. So a real estate manager is someone who is responsible for overseeing the daily operations of a property, such as an apartment, house, or complex. They typically manage, you know, maintenance teams, making sure that rent is paid on time, there's no vacancies in the property. And yeah, like I said, to be able to become a senior real estate manager, obviously you start off in a smaller role, get the ground level experience, and then you can work your way up. Now, the last salary, or the 5th job that does, you know, pay really well without a degree, is an event coordinator. Yes, you can do a, you know, event management course at university, but I feel like with these things, because it's such a practical sort of, you know, job, you always, you know, all hands on deck kind of thing, and you're very, very physically active within the role. I feel that, you know, practical experience definitely does outweigh the theoretical experience. You know, the whole, you know, managing clients, managing vendors, and managing expectations. So that obviously just comes with experience. So yeah, I feel like there are a lot of jobs out there. I will leave the full article or link in the description box below, so be sure to check it out if you are interested in knowing about all of the other occupations that are out there that do pay really well. But yeah, end of the day, I just feel like, you know, everyone should be open-minded, look outside the box, and not always resort to what the mainstream sort of way of thinking is, which is, you know, go to uni, get a job, and only then you can, you know, be successful in life. There are so many jobs out there. As long as you get started early, I do recommend getting a job, you know, when you are at university, just so that you aren't, you know, behind. Or if you aren't at uni, then definitely getting a job straight out of high school as well, I think is very, very important, because in Australia you are able to work, I think, at the age of 14 years and 9 months. So definitely take advantage of that, build that experience, build those skills, and you'll be thankful for it later down the track. But that is it, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to also follow me on my Instagram page as well. It's called Success by Sanjna. I'll leave all the details in the description box below, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Thanks, guys.